Hey everybody, and welcome to another Friday News Roundup with me, Discussion, but hey, you can call me G. Today is October the 4th, which is also Special Effects One Special Day. And if you haven't, run over and see how you can support special effects efforts in getting gaming out to gamers with physical disabilities. In the news, Writers Guild of America, NVidia drivers, a Kickstarter, Crossplay, and Deliver Us the Moon is releasing their last chapter plus Raytracing support. And kicking it off, Writers Guild of America have removed the video game category from its 2020 awards, and it might just stay that way. In the past, games and their script could be submitted to the Writers Guild of America for consideration if it credited writers that were either WGA members or had applied for membership, a step that in itself have certain requirements. But as of right now, the WGA seems to think that the number of eligible games have dropped too low to consider competitive or meaningful. And until that changes, no awards will be issued for game writing. The WGA's Video Game Writing Award was first added in 2008 and saw Vicious Cycle Software's PlayStation Portable game Deadhead Fred as its first recipient. Since then, titles like Star Wars The Force Unleashed, The Last of Us, Horizon Zero Dawn, and several Uncharted and Assassin's Creed games have claimed the Outstanding Achievement in Video Game Writing Award, as well as the award's now final recipient, Sony Santa Monica's God of War. This is in stark contrast with how globally the gaming industry has surpassed $100 billion in yearly revenue, while the movie industry made $41 billion in 2018, and it may be more about the Writers Guild of America just not attracting game writers. And talking about games with a bit of writing in it, fans of spaceship shooters probably already heard the news, but Everspace 2 has launched on Kickstarter. The original Everspace by Rockfist launched back in 2017 officially, and stands currently at 92% positive reactions on Steam, which is sort of impressive. It went all in on the single-player, fast-paced spaceship combat, when everyone else went multiplayer or slower gameplay. And the sequel is set to build on what worked, while adding more of everything. Expect about 20 hours of story set in a persistent sci-fi universe, thrilling combat, exploration, and support for HOTAS and optional Newtonian flight style. Rockfist's campaign asked for 450,000 euros, or just under $500,000, which is not a small amount by any measure, but reflects that the company is targeting a game that is larger than the original, in every way, and growing the team for the purpose. The game is planned to do a closed alpha and beta in April and July 2020, and then hit early access in September 2020 with an expected release in the third quarter of 2021. But not everybody in gaming are growing their teams, and Discord, the gaming-centric platform, has announced that it has conducted a round of layoffs after changing its focus and goals. Exactly how many or in what areas the layoffs have hit has not been revealed, except that marketing was one of the areas impacted. Last year, Discord tried to extend into the business of selling games but have dropped out again, and later this month will stop providing premium users with free games. Meanwhile, Discord has added the ability to stream live gameplay to friends, challenging Twitch, YouTube, Mixer, and Facebook. And you should probably use two-factor authentication on all your online accounts, including Discord. But if you unfortunately need a little something to get you moving, EA is giving a free month of Origin access to anyone signing up to 2FA in October. Over in the US, it is National Cybersecurity Awareness Month, and EA has joined in by announcing their campaign of free Origin access games to get more people to use it. Campaign is available to everyone, according to EA, and if you already pay for Origin Access Basic, the month of November is supposed to be free if you activate two-factor authentication, or if you already have it activated. Likewise, for anyone on the more expensive Origin Access Premier, EA calls their support login verification, so time to run over to EA and, look for that. And after all the brouhaha with Sony and Microsoft taking turns not wanting crossplay support, Sony has now confirmed that they can technically support it in any title. Of course, they're doing it now in the 5th Call of Duty Modern Warfare game, possibly because it was just too big a title to yet again stick fingers in their ears and go la la la. Other developers and publishers have been trying to push Sony to support crossplay during the PS4 generation, and the head of PlayStation, Jim Ryan, attributes the change in attitude to not wanting to be complacent going into the next generation. For gamers, this is good news, as we can keep playing on our platform of choice, while having more options for playing with friends on other platforms. And now there's nothing to do but wait for more games to support crossplay. Staying with the consoles, as we approach the expected reveal dates for Sony and Microsoft next consoles, more and more news are leaking out about the platforms. We've heard bits and pieces about the next generation's ability to handle ray tracing, expected to give the technology a significant lift compared to the present, where only a subset of hardware from NVidia can really support it. Now, we're hearing that the two systems will likely use different approaches, which is again likely to complicate development slightly until the various game engines start to properly support both. This wasn't really expected as the platforms already have different APIs for graphics, sound and so on, Microsoft providing a DirectX based setup, and Sony relying on OpenGL and Vulkan. Meanwhile, there have been rumors of the consoles including a 4K capable camera, which Microsoft has denied, and the earlier leaks of the PS5's looks have seemingly been confirmed. Stay tuned here at Bamses as we keep covering the rumors and news on the coming console generation, much to Drax's annoyance. Sorta on the topic of ray tracing, when the first chapters of Deliver Us the Moon released, we reviewed the game and found a beautiful experience, both in storytelling and the visuals, with gentle, natural-feeling puzzles, and since then Kyokin's game has been picked up by Wired Productions. This has allowed the team to focus on getting the last chapters done, and the inclusion of ray tracing visuals based on NVIDIA's RTX technology, and the game is now nearing release. Coming on 10th of October, Deliver Us the Moon will be available on all the usual channels, and if you already have the game, the update will be available as a free upgrade. And finally, for anyone using NVIDIA's GPUs when playing FIFA or Battlefront, the news that there is now a driver hotfix to keep the games from crashing will likely be most welcome. There have been reports of flickering visuals in Apex Legends and crashes in Battlefront 2 and a few other games, and this hotfix should handle most of them. But the patch note doesn't confirm it's solving the issue in all reported games. Either way, if you're using NVIDIA, perhaps it's time to update drivers? And those were the news for this week, and as every Friday, don't forget to leave a comment to participate in our weekly giveaways of a random Steam key. And hang tight as Drag is back on Monday news, and don't forget Wednesday's episode, including the latest episode looking at October's game releases. That was everything from me, and catch you next week.